simply because we've got breaking news again from Tottenham Hotspur. So I'm very happy and privileged and honoured and glad to be joined by my mate Ben. How you doing, fella?
It's not rain today, like I said, so it's a good
Yeah,
day.
it's not raining. It's, at least we're not in Sunderland. The Geordies can keep that. I tell you, yeah, the Black Cats and the Magpies, they can have all this crap weather for me. But
And the Scots, they can enjoy it.
no, I've got nothing against the Scots. I've got a good friend in Scotland, so I'm not going to dig them out. And it was nice to see Oxlade-Chamberlain score the winner for Celtic the other night.
The Ox outside the box.
Yeah. And there's some big games coming up as well. That neck of the woods. I think it's Play Rangers. It's getting tasty up there. Anyhow, back to the main talking point. Tottenham Hotspur this afternoon have appointed Igor Tudor as their interim coach until the end of the season. Now, I did a little bit of research on Mr. Tudor. He's 47 years old. He's Croatian. He comes from Split. He was Juventus coach until Monday because he was sacked after 3 straight defeats and no wins in 8 games. But he was appointed coach of Juventus, the old lady as they're known in Italy, in March last year, and he got Juve back into the Champions League as he finished in the top 4 in Serie A. And he signed a new contract until June 2027. But on Monday night, the board at in Turin pulled the trigger, and now he's agreed to come in as Tottenham interim coach until the end of the season. And he plays 3 at the back, and he's played 3 at the back 120 times and 4 at the back 4 times. So that shows you what he favours from a formation point of view. The big question here is, if you're a Tottenham fan, are you happy with the appointment of Igor Tudor coming in? And is he going to have an impact straight away? And apparently he can't speak English. So that's an head scratcher. That's going to be difficult. And obviously they're not in the FA Cup this weekend. So he's got time to have a look at the squad, even though they've got 11 major injuries. So his first game is Arsenal. So what are your thoughts, Ben, on what's happened this afternoon?
Well, I'd love to know where he's going to get 3 centre-backs at Tottenham from, because they've only got 2. Well, they've got more, but only 2 of them are good enough.
Yeah.
I'd love to know how he's going to play 3 at the back there, and I don't know what he's going to do with the midfield, because most of the good midfielders are injured, and then most of the good creative players are also injured. So he's kind of walking into the Dragon's Den a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's like basically his hands. Well, to a degree, I would say his hands are tied behind his back.
And he's blindfolded.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said when we was on stream last night. I mean, we're not going to agree with everything we all say, but looking at them fixtures, I don't. If Tottenham stay up, I think it'll be goal difference. What will get them out of it? I still think West Ham will go down, but I tell you something. It wouldn't surprise me if they swap places and it's Spurs what went instead of West Ham. I'm worried for Tottenham, Ben. I'm not a Spurs fan. My surgeon is. Well, my retired surgeon is, but I'm looking at their fixtures. I'm seriously worried for Spurs now.
Yeah, and they keep getting injuries, don't they? They're piling up for them. Like, it was confirmed yesterday that Wilson Odobert suffered an ACL injury. So
yeah, I know we've got our issues with a certain position in our squad, but
Spurs have problems all over the place.
Yeah. And then obviously, I mean, the game last night, I mean, obviously I watched it after we did the stream. What a game that was last night. I really enjoyed it, and I thought Brentford were going to come away with 3 points. But Arsenal did what Arsenal do. But whichever way you dress it up, for me, it's 2 points dropped.
What I liked from that game was the save Kelleher made on Martinelli. It really showed.
Martinelli, yeah.
It
What?
showed all his years of learning under Alisson because he closed that space down so fast.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but the thing is, your mate as well, Thiago. He should have had a brace at the end of that game for me. But good defending from Arsenal, but he could have had a brace, couldn't he?
It was very off-brand of a guy with 17 goals this season to be so poor in front of goal last night. But I guess you can't be perfect all the time.
No. But I mean, Tottenham. I don't think they'll be scared of the derby. I don't think the fans won't be anyhow. But I just can't. Looking at the fixtures, I just can't see where. Looking at Tottenham's fixtures, I just can't see where they're going to get enough points to stay up, because you can already write the Arsenal game off, but before they play us, they've got 3 London derbies.
Arsenal, Fulham, Palace, and
yeah.
I think they'll beat Palace just.
Palace are struggling now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going through a rough patch, but they're falling apart because everything went apart for them in January.
You know, and the only good thing Tottenham have gotten the advantage when they play us is they've not got a good record away at Anfield. We know that, but they're at home, so that's the only advantage they've got now. But we've not won a game in London this season.
It's a good thing. So the game's Anfield.
Is it Anfield? Is it?
Yeah,
I've got it down as away. Yeah. Well, they've got an horrendous record at our place.
Yeah, we played them at their place before Christmas.
You know, but what's your as a football fan and as an outsider looking in? Do you think do you honestly think Spurs will avoid the drop, or do you think they're in serious trouble?
I think they're in a lot of trouble because, like we were just saying, you look at their fixtures from now until the end of the season, and you generally can't really point a finger and say, okay, Spurs can win that game, and they will win that game. Like they've got 3 London derbies, then they've got to come to our stadium, then they've got a 6-pointer versus Forest after that.
Yeah,
and then they've got to go to the Stadium of Light.
Then they got Brighton,
then Wolves, then Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, and then the end of the season against Everton.
Oh, crikey. That's not a team you want to face as well if you want to stay up.
The game I'd be worried about there is Chelsea. Because Chelsea are going to do. If Chelsea are in a position to relegate Spurs, then there's not a single thing any Spurs player can do to win that game, because there's not a single thing a Chelsea player won't do to not have Spurs relegated. They will die on that pitch to make sure Spurs get relegated if that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Battle of the bridge type stuff. It'll be more intense than the 15-16 game, I reckon.
Oh yeah, it's going to be. I mean, and before you got to the Chelsea game, I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching. I mean, if we're playing at the same time, depending what date it is,
17th of May,
I'm going to be watching the Forest game, because that's a 6-pointer that, and they've just got a new manager coming in, Victor Pereira.
The Forest game.
Yeah.
Let me check.
That's a 6-pointer that. Yeah. Crikey.
22nd of March. That game is obviously that'll be before postponements or reschedules due to Europe and all that. Because Tottenham are in the round of 16.
They're still in Europe, aren't they?
Yeah, so that could change. But I don't think we play. We play the day before on the 21st. That's a skip, unless it gets changed due to European games. We play the early kickoff on that weekend against Brighton at the Amex.
Oh, crikey!
Easy game that, really. Brighton are poor.
Yeah, they're struggling now. And he's only young, their coach. I do like him. I think he goes under the radar for me.
Hurts
yeah, he goes under the radar. I would say probably him, Harry Ola at Bournemouth.
Brighton fans want Hurts out a lot, you know. They do not like him.
Have they turned on him, have they?
they've been against him for a while now. Like, I do think he was thrown into the deep end though, regardless of what club it is. You can't come managing the Premier League at 30.
No. Well, apparently the two favourites for the Spurs job are not Zubamendi, Roberto De Zerbi and Pochettino. But I think the Spurs fans want Poch back, but I think he'd take it. But would you go back there?
He seems every time he talks about Tottenham, he seems glowing. So I don't think he's going to say no. But at the same time, he's going to want certain conditions to go back, because the reason he left, or the reason he got sacked in the first place, was because Daniel Levy was an idiot and didn't back him properly. He's going to, at the negotiation table, when they're talking about terms, he's going to say, I want a certain amount of control over this, and that. And if you don't give me this, or that, then you can say absolutely goodbye to signing me again.
Because Andrew's come out and he's had a right pop at Spurs, and he over. It's on the overlap. I've not watched it, but
you called them. He said they aren't a big club and that they do the anti and something. They basically do the opposite of Tudor's to do.
Yeah, because that's their slogan, dare to do. But because the players he wanted, they said no to, and then they went and signed 3 17-year-olds and Dominic Solanke.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Tell you what, that was some funny time in that, getting Ange on the same day as Frank got sacked.
God, I tell you what, they couldn't have scripted that any better, could they?
Even Neville said like that he wasn't meant to come on till like a later date, but because of the news, they kind of had him in.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's not daft, Gary Neville. He knows what's going to get views and what's people are going to tune in. He's not daft. He's got his finger on the pulse that way. I just don't like him as a commentator, as a pundit. I think him and Carragher, nothing against Carragher, but I just think they should be taken off Liverpool games by Sky because they're an absolute joke. It's going back to Martin Tyler, and I actually met Martin Tyler 3 times, and his favourite stadium actually was Anfield. His least favourite was Old Trafford.
You think the way he talked about us on
exactly, that's what I was thinking when he said it. Yeah, but I'm just trying to get my head around Tottenham. If I was a Tottenham fan now, I've been watching Abby Summers and the rest of them on TalkSport this morning, and they're in free fall. They're going absolutely ballistic. They're not happy, but it's Spurs. It's what Spurs do. Spurs are Spurs.
Dare I say they shouldn't have sacked Ange?
Well, she said she wanted him to have the 3rd season, but they decided not to.
Apparently, it was decided long before they even got to the Europa final that he was going regardless. The only thing they kept him in the Tottenham job for the full season was because he had them going in the Europa League, and they didn't want to disrupt that. Basically, had they lost to Frankfurt or something, or knocked out by them, he would have been sacked in March or something.
I'm just going to bring the league table up now because it's just when you look at the Premier League table. I mean, crikey! I'm only looking at it from Leeds United down, and you see you've got Thomas Farker, and then you've got 2 new guys coming in at Spurs, a new guy at Forest. You've got Nuno at West Ham, Scott Parker at Burnley. You can forget Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I still think Burnley are going. But so you've got 2 new guys coming in at Forest and Spurs, and Nuno who are going to be battling it out.
It's basically from 18th to 15th is where.
Yeah, because you can't write Leeds out of it either.
I think Leeds will survive.
I hope so. I don't have an issue with Leeds United.
Yeah.
And I think they've got one of the biggest fan bases going in the Premier League. and wherever they go, they sell out.
Leeds are lucky though in a way because they're like a very one-team town, aren't they?
They're the one in the city of Leeds. There's only one team.
Or the area of Yorkshire, there's only really them.
And I mean, if you look at it from a sporting context, Yorkshire's the biggest county in the UK. So whichever way you look at it, either football or rugby league, the sport over there, I mean, it's nuts. It's crackers, the bonkers.
I've always said that having teams like Leeds and Sunderland in the league is good for the Prem.
Yeah, but if you look at Leeds and Nottingham Forest when they got relegated, look how long it took them to come back in the Prem.
Yeah, Leeds took them like 20 years.
Yeah, so I do subscribe. I do subscribe to the theory that you're not too big to go down.
Once you go down, it can only get worse from there because you have to sell all your good players and then you have to try and recover.
I don't know what you think, but as a football fan, when teams get relegated, the only thing I don't like when they drop to the Championship, and let's say it happened to Liverpool, which it won't, not in my time, but let's say it happened to us. I don't agree with the parachute payment because you've got an advantage over the clubs you're going to be coming up against with the money that you've been given to help you get back up. That can't be right.
Thing is, though, I kind of think because I think that rule's in place mainly because it never expects a team like Liverpool to go down. Because even if Liverpool went down, they wouldn't need parachute payments. Genuinely speaking, we'd earn enough from the season. We get relegated, even though we got relegated, to still survive financially for a year in the Championship, knowing we would probably still come straight back up. But teams like Wolves, Burnley, Forest, and Leeds and whatnot, they do need parachute payments because they don't generate 700 million a year.
No, I mean if you look at Burnley, for me they're just a yo-yo club, aren't they?
They're just they're like spots on your face. They appear occasionally, they disappear, and then they
come back again. Yeah, but
and when they are, when they do come, they're always painful because they're just annoying. In the most inconvenient places, like on your nose or here.
Yeah, they always turn up in embarrassing places, don't they? They're like an itch you can't scratch, Burnley. I don't rate Scott Parker. He was a decent player, but I don't rate him as a manager, and I never will. He'll never be any good. But that I mean, seriously, I think the relegation battle is more interesting than the race for the league title.
It depends how that goes, though. To be fair, because if City can keep challenging Arsenal, then it's good. But like say, if Arsenal go on to beat Wolves, which you would fully expect them to do, and then City go on the next weekend to lose to Newcastle, then it's kind of boring again. But right now, because City have won their last two against us and Fulham, and Arsenal slipped up, now it's open again.
Right. So as a neutral, then, obviously, because you've not got any. You've not got your flag in any of them corners, and neither have I. So as a neutral, then, what are with the last 12 games to go? What are your instincts or your thoughts? I still think City will win the league because I think if they get in front of Arsenal are not going to catch them.
If City take top spot now, I do think they won't fall behind Arsenal again because Pep Guardiola just won't allow that. I saw a video, Saeed and Troops, they did a stream, and it's the Sharks are hunting. City are very much the most dangerous shark in the league. You do not want to be in a fight with City and allow them to smell blood because they will bite.
Yeah, because I mean that Troops, he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he?
Yeah, Saeed's a
United fan. Yeah, I mean he's a plank him. He is. He's an absolute tube. But Troops. I mean, I've seen him lose. I've watched when Arsenal are playing and either they drop points or they go behind. I've seen him lose his shit. Now, I've seen a clip today. I've not watched it yet. Arsenal TV. Lee Judge, he's lost his shit as well when Martinelli should have scored and Quahim didn't allow him to. He's gone ballistic.
I tell you one person who, like, if Arsenal don't win the league, one person I'm going to be tuned into all summer long. Lee Gunner.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Lee Gunner.
yeah. He's how can you put it?
He's the only Arsenal fan who actually isn't afraid of realistic scenarios, because I don't even think he believes they're going to win the league.
Yeah. Because there was another Arsenal fan and he was kicked off AFTV, wasn't he? I can't remember his name now. I watched a video of him the other day.
Claude.
Is it Claude? Yeah, he was kicked off AFTV. I'm not sure why.
But it would have been Claude or DT. They're the only two members I can think of in recent years.
I'm not sure why, but I tell you, and the thing is, if City win the league, I'd just be going in for time, eh? Because he's adamant they're going to win it, no matter what they do.
Oh, if they don't win the league, I'll still bang on about 2004. Oh, but have you got Invincible?
The Invincibles, yeah. I mean, well, look how many draws they got that season.
13, 12, something like that.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Tell you what I'm interested in football, since we want to bang on about neutralism and whatnot.
Yeah.
The Championship.
Oh, I tell you what, Ben, right? I mean, I don't know. I already they call it over there because he messaged me because I was watching one of the games, and in Norway they call it the Wankingship. It's just because they have a magazine they bring out and they keep talking, and that's what they don't rate the Championship. But for me, I think it's better than the Premier League.
Well, our Championship.
Yeah.
It's definitely been good this season. I'll tell you that much.
You know, because it's old school football. It's the tackles they're not like in the Premier League.
The one thing about the Championship I love, is that the limbs are never going to get delayed there because there's no VAR.
No.
And I'm subscribed to the idea of any of these teams coming up in the top 6 currently. Have you seen who's in the Championship top 6? Like, I'm very open to to 5 of them.
Yeah, Wrexham, Millwall, Hull City, Ipswich, Coventry, and Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Bar Ipswich, I'm very open to the other 5 because
I mean, look at that, Wrexham. Who'd have thought it, mate?
Yeah. I think if Wrexham make the playoffs, they'll win it.
I mean, obviously they've got some serious backing, haven't they? You know, and then obviously
that'll be a hell of an away day, wouldn't it? Wrexham.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. I'll be absolutely honest with you. My brother, he's a Bolton fan. Now he's been on every league ground in the country following Bolton, and I went with him one time. Right, I've only ever been frightened at one away game ever in my life, and it was here. And I went with him. We watching Bolton at Millwall.
The Den.
Yeah, and I have never ever been as happy and glad to get back in the car and come home in all my life, because
Millwall's in like a real.
I'll tell you what, mate.
It's Milton Keynes, isn't it?
You go to watch the game, but you can't because they're in your face and they make you feel uncomfortable. They make you unwelcome. Like, what are you doing down here? You've no right being here. I mean, God knows what it's like when it's Millwall versus West Ham or Millwall versus Chelsea.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
It's like Football Factory. You've got to watch Football Factory with Danny Dyer. And I'm not plugging him. He's making enough money. But yeah, that's the only ground I've been frightened. Millwall. But Wrexham, yeah, that would do me. Hull City, yeah. Ipswich. And I'd be happy with Coventry and Middlesbrough coming up.
That'd be entertaining. I don't think like Leeds and Forest, they haven't been in the Prem for a while.
No, Fat Frank back in the Prem.
So I'd be very subscribed to the top 2 if it stayed like that.
But if you look, well, like you said, looking at the top 6, if you look at the points, there's nothing in it. There's absolutely nothing in it.
There's nothing in it from 6th until like 14th or 13th, really.
Oh, Preston are on the same points as Wrexham.
And then Bristol are a point behind Southampton as well, Birmingham. But as long as Southampton or Leicester don't come up,
Yeah. I hate both of them.
it's not that I don't like them. It's not that I don't like them. I'm bored of them.
Well, you know what you're going to get when they come up. You know how they're going to play. I mean, I don't like Leicester fans anyhow. They're horrible.
Tories, scum.
Oh, they are horrible. But yeah, I mean, that would be probably one of the greatest stories that in football, Wrexham, from where they've come from to get into the Premier League. Wow, what a story that'd be.
I'd love to go to that ground on an away day in the Prem. That'd be
The
sick.
race course. Oh, it's a great ground.
It's such a good away day.
Just
imagine, thing is though, imagine how many celebrities are going to be at that ground though. 'Cause Ryan Reynolds is going to be inviting them all to the big games.
Yeah. Crikey. It'll be an A-list or who's who. As long as a certain American singer's not over there, I don't really care. A boyfriend plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I remember to play Wrexham in pre-season in America.
Well, we used to play Wrexham a lot in pre-season. Obviously, when Joey Jones was still there, with his ties he had with Liverpool. But I mean, this season, you just can't predict. So like I said on stream last night, you can't predict what's going to happen and what team's going. When your team, whoever it is, like Liverpool, what Liverpool team's going to turn up, you can't predict it. This is just like when Dilly Ding Dilly Dong was in charge at Leicester, and they won the league, and he was dishing pizza out to the press at his press conferences.
Ranieri.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you a team who's impressed me this season. We watched them last night, Brentford.
I think I don't think they don't get the plaudits they should get.
Considering everyone had them to be relegated as the worst team in the league this year under Keith Andrews.
Yeah, because since Thomas Frank walked out the door, they thought that were it. They were gone. And he's just.
And I mean, to be fair, the assumptions were valid because they lost Frank and Bemo and Visser.
Yeah.
So Igor Tudor stepped up big time. So has Keith Andrews.
Oh yeah. Oh, too right. They have.
How funny is that? Thomas Frank's set piece coach outlasted him.
Oh dear. Yeah, because if you which way do you look at it? I mean, if you're a Liverpool fan, you look at it from the standpoint that, well, Liverpool are shite, they've had a crap season, we're sixth with 42 points, but Brentford are only 2 points behind us.
I think when people talk about the Premier League, they always just think about the Big Six, and so if the Big Six aren't performing, they just assume the league's been terrible.
Yeah.
But in reality, the Big Six have been average, but the rest of the league have been decent. Like that's the difference between now and earlier in a decade ago. Teams like Brentford, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Fulham, they wouldn't give the Big Six these problems like they are currently.
Yeah, I think that the clubs you've just mentioned there, and we'll bring our former neighbours into it, Everton. If you look at Everton last season, they were fighting relegation. Now they won't verge European football. So teams like Brentford, Bournemouth, Everton, Sunderland, they've right. Okay, they're always talking about the Big Six, so they've gone away. They've reassessed what they need to do. How can we upset the big boys? How can we improve our positioning and get more money in? That's what they're working on, and it's paying off. It's like I said on stream last night, and yeah, it might sound a little bit ridiculous, but I just don't think you can rule Aston Villa out. I mean, Unai Emery is going under the radar again. They're only 7 points off top at table, and 3 points for wins, nothing. So, if City and Arsenal drop points and Villa keep picking points up, Crikey.
I reckon if City and Villa and Arsenal keep going, and then say like towards the end, Arsenal start dropping points, it's going to get real interesting to see how whether they'll finish second or third.
I've got to cut right. I've got to cut right. Here's my question for you then on Arsenal, as a football fan, Ben. Right. So taking into because I've asked a couple of people this, taking into account how longer Mikel Arteta's been at the club, 6 years now, he spent £1 billion on transfers, bringing players in. The squad he's assembled it's an elite squad now.
I wouldn't say it's elite. I'd say it's very good.
It's a good squad in every position. So let's say, right, for conversation's sake, on the stream, if Arsenal don't win the league this season, would you sack Arteta at the end in the summer, or would you keep him?
Now, in my personal opinion, you have to apply some amount of context to how it happens. And this is from an Arsenal fan I follow on TikTok and whatnot and Insta. She's very adamant that it depends on how Arsenal go trophyless if it was to happen. See, they go to the final day and then lose because of if they end up getting loads of injuries now and fall off, then you can't really blame Arteta as much. But if say Arsenal go to April and then collapse completely, then you have to kind of put it on Arteta more so. So I think you can't just keep saying, "Oh, it's about context now. It's about context." You've spent £1 billion. You've had 6 years to assemble your squad. You've had trial and error, and you've now got experience in title fights. It's like you're a young squad anymore. These players are seasoned. They've played together for a long time. It's the most experienced core of players out of the top six, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
So they've got to win this league, and I think this season is their last chance at the league title. Their easiest chance to get a league title, because next season Chelsea are going to be better. You'd think Liverpool will be better. You'd assume City will only keep improving. Villa might be in and around. Newcastle will be better.
Yeah.
And it's another summer of the Premier League's showing off the financial might in the market and improving again.
Yeah, I agree that all the clubs you've mentioned, they're all going to improve. They're all going to want to bring
talent in,
better players in, more, fresh talent.
And I shouldn't have forgot them, because they have been good recently. United, they look on an upwards trajectory right now. As much as I hate to say it. But.
Well, he's just got manager of the month, hasn't he, Michael Carrick?
Yeah.
Which is it's a poison chalice. That normally when you get that, you lose your next game.
Yeah. I think United have got Everton away at the Hill Dickey. So.
Well, I think that's the I mean, the thing is, I don't like Everton. I never have, because it's how I was brought up. But I think they've made the biggest mistake they could ever make, leaving Goodison Park. You don't it's like when they were toying with us leaving Anfield with Hicks and Gillette. You don't leave your own ground. They could have redeveloped Goodison, of course they could, but
I've seen a lot of Everton fans say the atmosphere at Hill Dickinson's been so bad recently. It's for the atmosphere and the light at the start with the light show. It's good. And then it's all right for the final 15, 20 minutes when they're chasing the game. But it's the first 60, 70 minutes before the final 20 and after the start. It's poor.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Arsenal's fixtures here, Ben. Crikey. Right, okay.
Wolves, Tottenham, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, City in the Carabao Cup, Bournemouth, City away, Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, Palace.
I mean, West Ham. Let's say West Ham have to get something out of that for stay up. It's just everything's got something. Newcastle, Eddie Howe. I don't think he's out of jail here, because I've been reading something online that the owners from Saudi seriously looking at his position in the summer.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if he's not the Newcastle manager next season. Thing
You
is, as
know,
well, with teams like Arsenal, with Liverpool, City, and Villa and whatnot, you have to factor in the European commitments that are going to start adding to the fixture pile from
then
March.
yeah, and then if Newcastle decide to do that and pull the trigger, then he's going to get linked with the Man United job. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel's not going to take it because he just signed a new contract with England.
Yeah, I would have said Eddie Howe or Michael Carrick get the England job. I think I said that last night actually, or the day before, or whatever, a couple of days ago, that there was going to be a merry-go-round with Tuchel and whatnot in United, Palace, and Newcastle and Tottenham and whatnot. But that's been thrown out the window.
So, because obviously, looking at it from Tuchel's point of view, I think he's not managing on a daily basis. He's going around watching football left, right, and centre. He's getting paid massive money from the FA. So why wouldn't he sign an extension? It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's easy money.
You reckon that extension came off the back of like rumours to United, like on the verge of a World Cup? They didn't want those rumours taking over because obviously he only signed until after the World Cup.
Yeah.
And if you go into the World Cup and when his contract's expiring at the end of the tournament with all this United talk, that could be a distraction in the camp. So do you reckon that's played into their minds?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's I think the FA have reacted pretty quickly, haven't they?
Hey. I think he's the right coach to keep for England. I think he's a knockout specialist.
He is, but the thing, what I mean, I'm not an England fan, Ben. So, but the thing is, one of my best mates, he is, and he says when they appointed him, he come round for seeing me. I'm like, yeah, I see what. Yeah, I said I'm really happy. I went, why? He said we've got Thomas Tuchel in. And he said we're going to win. He said we're going to win something now. I said, yeah, but he's German and you don't like Germans. I said, so you can't have it both ways. He said, you watch us win World Cup now under this fella. I said, well, you might do.
I think if Thomas Tuchel wins the World Cup or Euros, I don't think anyone's going to care where he's from.
No, well, no, I don't. I mean,
there's a genuine possibility that, like, even if England win the World Cup, they could go and do 2 trophies in a row because the Euros in 2028 in home turf.
Yeah, I mean, they've got, the thing is, Ben, England have got the squad. They've got, I'm not an England fan, but you look at the squad and you're thinking, how's this team not winning anything?
Southgate's approach was just so bad.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've mentioned his name because I'm convinced 100% he's United's next manager because his number 2's already in situ.
I honestly hope you're right there because that's the funniest thing.
Honestly, why would you bring a guy like that who's worked alongside Southgate for 10 years? He's number 2 now to Carrick. I think he'll be sending info to Southgate on everything what's happening at United and saying, listen, this is who's performing well. This is who you need to get rid of. This is who you should be looking to sign. This is who they're playing or whatever. Sending them all the data. I think Gareth Southgate has been sounded out by the Ineos and the Glazers. But United fans, obviously, they don't want Southgate at all. But I just think it's nailed on. I think he's coming in.
Oh God, I so hope so.
Honestly, I'd be moonwalking in here, mate, if he come in. It'd be great.
Any good work Carrick has done in the last 5 weeks would just be instantly undone by that appointment.
Yeah, it's probably, I would say, it's probably on a par with the 9 years what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool has been systematically destroyed in 18 months under Arne Slot. Because I've said it on stream. I think I said it last night. I think the DNA has been sucked out of our club at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
And my best mate Andy, he's got a friend who works at the Titanic. Now apparently the players are not happy. They're walking around and they are complaining about how we're training now, what they're doing in training, and they're not happy with Slot. They've had enough. So, and when the players are unhappy, player power, I don't agree with it. I really don't. But look what happened at Madrid. It got Alonso sacked. It got Amorim sacked at United.
I don't think player power got Amorim sacked. Because Amorim was not on the verge of getting sacked until he called out the directors. Really.
Well, yeah, after that Leeds United game.
Yeah, after that game, and he called out the directors, and then a day later he's gone. That wasn't because of results or players. Although I'm sure the players definitely there were some opinions on it. It wasn't because of that.
I mean, I don't know what you think as a neutral and as a football fan, but when I saw that post-match press conference, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
The moment I
what have you done?
The moment I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, you're sacked, mate. Like, I just knew from then he wasn't going to be the United manager.
Or did he do it to get sacked? That
Probably.
probably.
Everyone was saying everyone's saying he was angling for the sack.
Yeah, I think Ernie Slot is.
Oh, the sooner the better, John Henry.
But from what I've read from Ernie Slot's corner, he feels that the style of football that he plays is more suited to continental football. Example: Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. But they're not going to. Them two squads are not going to listen to Ernie Slot.
I mean, he's probably right. To be fair, his football does suit European football more.
Well, it does when you look at the Champions League performance we've been putting in.
Yeah, most leagues in Europe, but Serie A really are more open.
Yeah, I mean the Champions League is bonkers. I mean, it will just be very, very Liverpool to go out the FA Cup, miss out on the top four, but win the Champions League and qualify.
Yeah, it genuinely would. It's the most Liverpool thing ever to lose to Brighton and whatnot, and then go and batter PSG or something for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, well, I somebody posted something about Liverpool beating Sunderland, and they were going off on a big tangent on it, and I went, "It's 3 points and nothing more, but there's no point in beating Sunderland away and then losing at Nottingham Forest. We've got to go and beat Forest away now, because otherwise that win on Wednesday night's pointless."
It's the teams that don't press or attack or won't give you problems offensively, really, that you have to look out for most, especially us, because we struggle against the Forests more than we struggle against the Sunderlands. Like, Forest are going to be very dirty and very defensive. They're going to play long balls. They're going to play for set pieces. They're going to hit us on the counter. They're the teams I'm worried about, not Sunderland, who are going to try and play football.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, we beat Sunderland, but at least they get the ball on the deck and play football. The same as Brentford.
I mean, Brentford play football, but they play more for set pieces a lot. Understandably, the gaffer is a set piece coach. End of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that Spurs dressing room, and that guy gives his first team talk. Tudor.
We won't be able to understand a word he says.
No,
can't speak a flicker of English.
So they've got to have an interpreter, obviously.
People like Marshall Bielsa at Leeds.
But I'm glad you've mentioned his name though, because what did you think of him do you rate him as a coach? Do you think he was an head the ball?
I rated his time at Leeds, but I think they sacked him too soon, to be honest.
Yeah.
Leeds did. They should have kept him to the end of the season. I think he would have, because in that season they got relegated, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think he would have kept them up.
Yeah, I think they brought Jesse Marsh in after that, didn't they?
Yeah, they brought Marsh in. Then they sacked him a couple months later and brought Grazia, who was the worst manager ever. Oh, God.
But yeah, I mean, I'd love to know what you think. I mean, because obviously you see the same thing as I see, and you obviously you'll be on social media and looking at different things. But I think this season with what's happening and how things are breaking all the time, it's bonkers. You think, oh, things have settled down now. You go for watch something else, and then you go on social media. What? So you put Sky News back on to get all the info on it. But Sky were late on this Tudor coming in. They were miles behind.
Speaking on, I know how we were just speaking on Liverpool winning the Champions League. I've just seen a thing on TalkSport. Danny Murphy and Simon Jordan insist Liverpool can win the Champions League this season.
Yeah, I've listened to what Danny Murphy said on that. He said any of the big six can win it.
Yeah. I do back us to do well in the Champions League, like we said.
Well, the fixtures are the
Playoffs next week.
the playoffs are next week, aren't they? So they're going to be interesting.
The draw is in 2 weeks on Friday. The draw is 2 weeks today, I think.
Crikey, yeah. Well, let's hope it's not the 13th like today is.
Yeah.
I don't go out when it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I know. All I do is come out the house and come in here. That's it.
Let's just hope our second leg game isn't on the 13th of March, because that seems to be a cursed date for us in Champions League terms.
Yeah. Well, Slot said it's Endo's done his ankle, hasn't he? His foot.
Yeah. It looked a bad one when he went down. Like
It did. Yeah.
Like you could feel the pain in your own ankle when you watch the replay. Really, one of them. So I reckon that's his season over. Hopefully he's back for the World Cup, because he doesn't deserve to miss out on the World Cup, really.
No, nobody does, do they? Not the World Cup. But I agree with you. I don't think we'll see him in a Liverpool shirt again. And it's like I already touched on last night when we was on the stream, because I was thinking about it afterwards when I was looking through the squad. It's going to cost us an absolute fortune if we lose 6 or 7 players from this next season in the summer. It's going to cost us an absolute fortune to basically reinforce again. So then, if we do, or if we have to, if that's what happens, are we going to end up with another season where we've had this year, where it takes them 25 games to bed in?
Thing is, it depends. Depends what we do with the recruitment. Last season, we went very top heavy, and we just signed loads of attacking quality. Isaac, Verts, Ekatike.
Yeah. I mean, I saw something yesterday on social media, and I thought, I hope this is true. Right.
Someone was shouting me.
Right. I thought, I hope this is true. It was a rumour that Richard Hughes had been linked with a move to the Etihad as sporting director.
The Etihad?
In Saudi Arabia, yeah.
I
thought, please be true, but it's got to be fake news, that.
I don't believe it for a second, because the same source that's been saying Michael Edwards wants to go to Saudi for the last 2 years now. And he's not once laughed, or there's not once been a rumour from the club.
No, Michael Edwards won't leave Liverpool. He's on too good a pay salary, isn't he?
And he's got the job he wants.
And the thing is, he's doing other things besides. He's looking for another club for John Henry to get his fingers into, isn't he, for the portfolio for FSG.
Like I was saying about the recruitment, it really does depend on how we do it. Because, like I said, top heavy. Like this season, we need to focus on balancing out the squad, and actually focusing on profiles we need instead of just getting the profiles we want. Because, I still think Isaac comes good at Liverpool purely because he is too good of a player. But we should, in my opinion, after Ekatike, we shouldn't have signed him. We should have went for a winger or a midfielder.
I agree. We didn't need to spend 130 million on him.
No, I would have gone and put that money down on a centre back and a midfielder, and I've got this summer. I have a few targets in mind that I want to genuinely improve the balance of the team.
Because I've read that Bayern Munich are looking at Slotterbeck now, aren't they?
Yeah, everyone's looking at him, but apparently he only wants to go to Madrid.
Yeah, but
I'd extend Canate, to be honest. I don't think there's many centre-backs in the market truly better than Canate when he's on it.
No, if he plays like he did at Sunderland, there's not many better than him. And the thing is, Virgil van Dijk's come out and said there's only so much I can do, but he said the situation's similar to with Ibu as it was with me and Mo. We were in talks and nothing was happening, and then all of a sudden we reached an agreement and the contracts were done. He said so the same thing could happen again. Just because nothing's happening doesn't mean that he's going to leave.
Virg seemed insistent on Ibu staying as well.
Yeah, he said I want him to stay.
I do think Ibu stays now because it seems like the Madrid interest has died down. PSG haven't really been linked, and Bayern have extended up at McCann, so
I think he stays as well because of how the club have looked after him with his dad passing away. I think he'll I think he'll say, right, listen, with how you've treated me and how you've looked after my family with what's gone on, I'm going to stay. It's my only way I can say thank you.
I think he'll come to terms, or he'll come to a realization eventually. Like Van Dijk's not going to be here much longer. He's going to be this defense's leader in a year. So
he's going to be the first choice, isn't he?
He's going to.
He's going to be the main one, and then it's going to be either Leone or whoever we bring in. But I've heard it said on Sky and on TalkSport that City have signed the best centre half in Mert Gay. Yeah, he's good, but I'm not disappointed we didn't sign him.
Yeah, I'm not losing sleep over Mert Gay, to be honest.
No,
we signed a better player for the summer.
I'm just convinced he didn't want to come. I know he'd passed the medical and he had the Liverpool kit on and all that, but I was convinced he didn't want to. He didn't really want to come. And then he always says, "Oh well, it was always City." Well, he's got to say that, hasn't he, when they're paying him $300K a week?
Yeah.
Then
again, I mean, I do think he wanted to join. He made that very clear. He just didn't want to be disrespectful to Palace.
No.
And last summer it was a big talking point when after it happened, like when it came out the move wasn't going to happen. It's like this is a sign that players kind of have to be pains now, and they kind of have to push things forward, because if the club want you to stay and they don't want you to leave, they're not going to let you leave regardless of how much you want them to move. But if you don't push it, the club out. But then, like, if the club want you to go, then they will push you out without whether you like it or not. It's a very dog-eat-dog business.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like any other job. You're just an employee. That's all you are at the end of the day.
And last summer was a very bad advertisement for player power, because Visser, Isaac, they got their way and they kind of forced the issue. Whereas players like Gahey, they didn't force the issue and they didn't get what they want.
No.
So last one was a very bad advert for player power.
Yeah, we could talk all day about. There's a lot of people get really annoyed and frustrated by how much footballers get paid compared to the normal person in a job on a 9 to 5 or whatever you do, or whatever. So, like, let me put my top of your head. Let's say if you're a police officer or a firefighter, and you look at what they get paid compared to footballers. Yeah,
I understand the frustration on that front, but you also have to remember the economic side of it. Footballers generate most of their wages. Like if you think about it, people get mad over Ronaldo earning so much a week.
Yeah,
Ronaldo probably generates that in a week as well. So he in shirt sales, so he's earning that club the money to pay him. So that's why he gets paid so much. And no offense to police officers, I have much respect for coppers and emergency services and whatnot, teachers and doctors, but no one's tuning in on a Saturday evening to watch a doctor perform a triple heart bypass. So at the end of the day, no offense to them, but everyone's tuning in to watch these players, and that's where their money comes from. The shirt sales, people tuning in, people going to the game. That's why they get paid so much.
Well, when you look at Ronaldo, you've just mentioned there, he went on strike for 2 days, didn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was angry about the treatment from the Saudis.
He's on £500,000 a week.
It wasn't because of money.
No.
It was because he was sick of how the Saudis were treating Al Nasser in comparison to Al Ittihad and Al Hilal.
Yeah, he's like in 2 days, it's like he's on 3.5 million a week. He goes on strike for 2 days.
He missed 3 games as well because of it or something like that.
Yeah. But if that doesn't make your head spin, £3.5 million a week.
He basically got 3.5 million to sit around and laugh.
My head spins on what Mo Salah's on a week at Liverpool, let alone what Ronaldo's picking up. But like you've just said there, generating on shirt sales. If you look at Liverpool this season, since we've come back to Adidas, the 3 kits they've brought out this year, they broke every single record going for shit sales.
For Liverpool, at least, I think.
Yeah.
And that's
I
because
mean,
these shirts are good and people were hyped for Adidas.
you know,
Plus, we've signed stars, like players you want to get names on the back of your shirt. Verts, we've got Van Dijk, Isaac, Ekitike.
well, I mean, I've got a. I mean, it's just come to me now. It's just entered my little head. I think a great topic would be. This is right up your street, this mate. A great topic would be: at what age do you stop wearing a football shirt?
I hate that debate so much.
I mean,
it's such a miserable debate. Like, oh, you're 21, so you can't wear a football. Shut up. If I want to wear a football shirt, I'm wearing a football shirt, and you will cry about it all you like. Yeah, that's my side of the argument.
I mean, the only thing I don't like as well, Ben, is I don't agree with the prices that the clubs are charging for the shirts now. I bought one from the club the other. It come last week. There's no name on the back of it.
And it costs like 80 quid.
It's the player version, long sleeve, 130 quid.
I don't get my shirts from the websites or the official club places.
Nearly 200 shirts in my collection. They're all player versions, but they're all authentic, but they're not from the clubs. I've got a friend who can get them from the manufacturers, but cheaper, a lot cheaper. So that's what I do. You know, they're not. I know there's a load of websites out there selling knockoffs and copies and what have you.
Yeah.
But all these are originals. But I'm not paying the stupid prices the clubs are charging.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at I know you asked when we were doing a stream once, or you put it on chat. Liverpool brought that new tracky top out, the black and gold one.
Yeah.
And I think you put it on and you said, how much is it? And it's 110 quid just for the tracksuit top.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this is what makes me angry, man. Why? It really is nice and I like my tracky tops. But why can't they sell it as a full set, the tracky top and the bottoms, and charge 110 quid? Not 200 quid. Who's going to pay £200 for the full tracksuit?
I don't think the club has complete say over stuff like that, though. I think that's more Adidas and whatnot. And we all know Adidas are a much bigger business than Liverpool are. So they've got to focus on profits. Like, at the end of the day, they're not bothered about how much what we think of the price. They need to see green arrows on the profit scales.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see green arrows if you're charging 110 quid instead of 190 quid.
Well, have you seen the new one? What have you seen the latest one they brought out, the red one?
No, I've not.
Well, if you watch the interview with Gary Neville, Virgil van Dijk wearing it.
I saw that. I like that, but yeah,
that's nice.
I'm not going to spend 100 quid on a jacket. I've already got the Anthem jacket. That was I got that for my birthday. And I asked for the Anthem jacket for my birthday. Yeah, I thought it was like 70, 60 quid. It's 90 quid.
It's nuts. Well, my mate, the stuff they brought. He bought the white T-shirt with the green pinstripes in it. He paid 70 quid for that.
Yeah. That definitely has to be a topic on the stream one day. That prices.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you look at that tracky top Virgil was wearing with Gary Neville, they've also brought another T-shirt out with the trefoil on and the same crest, which is on the green kit, but it's a white T-shirt but with the red crest. Now that's going to be 70 quid. You know,
we'll have to do a whole stream about football prices and whatnot, because we didn't really get around to doing the ticket one either because you missed that stream.
Because I've wrote all the price. I mean, if you want, it's the FA Cup at the weekend, so
no one's interested about that.
No, I mean, what are we now, Friday? So
tomorrow.
If you want to do a stream tomorrow night on ticket pricing, then we can do.
I don't mind.
Because I've wrote them all down for every club, and then I've wrote some down for the Bundesliga, 4 main clubs in Germany, to compare them.
Yeah, it'll be laughable how much better it is in Germany.
Right. So I've got the ticket prices for every Premier League club, but it doesn't include the hospitality prices. Because I'll give you an example now. When Man United play Aston Villa at Old Trafford, they've not played yet. When they play them, the only ticket you can get for that game is hospitality, and it's 400 quid, the cheapest ticket. Exactly. That's why I wanted to do something on ticket pricing, because it's the same at Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll have to do an entire stream on like how much on the prices of things like your merchandise, tickets, and just food at the games as well.
Yeah.
Food,
Oh, programs,
yeah. Oh,
scarves,
yeah.
half and half scarves. Should they be banned? That's another one we could do. we could go on forever, mate. Anyhow, I'm going to let you go because we've been talking for an hour, Ben.
Yeah, that's great.
I do apologise.
I had nothing better to do anyway.
No, I've enjoyed this. Thanks very much, mate. This has been a cracker. Because I've done one with Alred now and I've done one with you. But yeah, and I've enjoyed them both. But anyhow, so we'll leave that one there. So for me and Ben, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This has been an absolute corker because Ben never disappoints. He's got his finger on the pulse. Unlike his mate Ant, who's always thinking about Chinese food. But we'll not go there. We'll leave that to Laffy. Yeah. So from me and Ben, thanks very much. And we'll see you probably tomorrow night talking about ticket pricing.
Yeah.
And we'll be in touch and we'll let you know. Right, Ben. Catch you later, buddy.